Inter Milan defeat Barcelona in one of the craziest Champions League matches that has ever happened with a 7-6 score in aggregate, which gives Barcelona's treble dreams hope to an end. This is one of the craziest Champions League games I've ever seen. I mean, as a Madrid fan, I was just, I know people just hate watching, hoping for Barcelona to lose. And obviously, as a Madrid fan, I wouldn't want to see Barcelona win. But at the end of the day, best team wins. I'm not going to celebrate an Inter goal or hope on Barca's downfall. If they're the better team, they're the better team. And watching this match, wow, it's just your thoughts just change back and forth of what's happening in the game. Inter in the first half, a 2-0 lead. For me, it was pretty surprising for me. I was complaining the whole match that Inter Milan were lacking counter attack. I feel like they lost the ball so easily when they would try to go for the counter attack, and Barcelona just had way more possession of the ball, and they did in the first half. Barcelona had way more possession. For me, they controlled the ball better, but Inter somehow were just able to, with the first goal, Lautaro Martinez, and in the 21st minute, Barcelona, I think they just try to, they're playing that was the main issue with Barcelona, was that for me, the high line. The high line was hard for them in this game, because for me that conceded the first goal, and if you want to say the other ones also, but I think that's more of a player issue. First goal is because of their high line. They tried to go for the offside trap. Somehow was Dumfries went through and saw Lautaro, passed to Lautaro, and Lautaro was tapping. He was injured for the past couple of days, but somehow he was able to play for this match. Yeah, I was saying here in the notes, Barcelona were having more possession of the ball, and they're just playing better. For me, Barcelona were I knew Barcelona were 100% gonna come back from the 2-0 deficit that they were in. I just was not a fan of how Inter was playing the whole match. They won the game, don't get me wrong, but playing wise, they were just not the team. And of course, Inter had their moments. Thuram was really good on getting the ball and deep pressing. Dumfries was Inter's best player, and what a player Dumfries is. Same with Summer. Jan Sommer, Dumfries, and Thuram, I think, were Inter's key players, if you want to say Barella too. Bastoni, can't forget about Bastoni. This match is just so many things happened with this match. Another thing with, was it the second half, or I'm not sure if it was the second half or the first half, with the Kubarsi tackle to Lautaro. I think it was the first half because Lautaro got subbed out. Um, People were saying that was not a pen because angles really mattered. If you really look, angles matter the most. At first, I'm like, what a clean tackle from Kubarsi. Amazing tackle. World class tackle. And then one of the angles shows him getting the ball, but the front angle literally shows him not even touching the ball at all. And what a, such an upside. And then not Lautaro, who scored the penalty? Chanaloglu. Yeah, Chanaloglu. And Inter up 2-0 in the first half. But for me, I was talking with someone, I was watching the game with someone, and I'm like, Barcelona are going to come back. 100% I can see Barcelona come back. Barca, for me, reminded me of how I thought about Real Madrid during the past couple of years when Madrid would be down against a Chelsea, a City, whoever they're going against, a Liverpool, a Bayern. I knew they were going to get the comeback, and I had that same feeling for this with Barcelona, and they did. They managed to get 2 goals. I stopped writing notes because I was just so into the game. I just did not care about anything else. Um, in the second half, 2 goals. Gerard Martin out of nowhere somehow, surprisingly, gets 2 goals or 2 assists. And Barcelona, knowing for a while now, Gerard Martin was hated even from Barcelona fans because of the way he played. People, Xavi really wanted him into the team, and that was the one thing he told Laporta, was he really wanted to have Gerard Martin because he saw something in him. And today we saw a glimpse of what he can do. He played amazing, and then of course small mistakes led to Barca's defeat. But I think he played really good. I think he was honestly Barca's best, one of their best players, top 3 best players. Um, for me, Ferran Torres was a ghost. Danny Olmo had a chance in the first half. He was a little bit of a ghost. Um, Pedri, I don't think this was his best game. I think that I think they're just, his head was in at the refs. He hated the decision was going on. A lot of tensions of the game was referee calls, and that matter just got Barca in the head. For me, what really impacted the game was the rain for Barcelona. It really slowed down how they were playing. I all game when I saw Barca have the ball, I didn't think they were going to lose it. I didn't think an Inter player would take the ball away from them. I really think so. And then we'll start rain. I'm not blaming the rain or anything, but I'm just saying this did slow down Barcelona. Inter were up already 4-3, so key passes Barca wouldn't mess up. They didn't towards the end of the extra time. Yalmal loses the ball like that, and then you see the whole match. Yalmal, the way he controls the ball is unbelievable. For me, one of the best. Reminds me of, I'm not saying he plays like Messi, but reminds me of how I feel about Messi when he has the ball. You're gonna be like, oh no, he's gonna do this. He's gonna go around the players, do the defense, score, get an assist, get a chance created, something like that. That's how I feel about Lamine Yamal. So every time he had the ball, I just knew that he was going to do something with it. And he did. He hit the post a few times. Jan Sommer saved a lot of shots. Jan Sommer had 14 saves this match. 14. Man of the match right there. He's the reason why Inter went through to the next round. Barcelona had so many chances to score, but Jan Sommer was just key to that. The post, everything. Yeah, goals by Eric Garcia and who scored the second one? I know Rafinha and Garcia. Wow, I don't remember. But what a goal from Eric Garcia. Oh, it's right here, Dani Olmo. What a goal from Eric Garcia. The second I saw that cross go into the box, I'm like, that's going in. And then another cross from Gerard Martin again to Dani Olmo. I'm like, wow. And then boom, Rafinha scored. I'm like, they done it. There's no way. Inter Milan took off their best players. Lautaro was out. DeMarco was out. And they took out Mkhitaryan. And they put on, who they put on here? They put on Augusto, Darmian, I think it was, Darmian, Fratesi, Zelensky. I was surprised. I like Zelewski, Nicolo, the Polish. But, man, for me, Inter just looked spread. It was weird. They looked spread apart, but somehow just able to get chances. I think because of the Barca's high line, I think that was really the issue. There were so many situations to the game where Inter were just allowed to go through. I think because Barcelona were just high, and Inter's wingbacks, especially Dumfries, was wow, what a player. Just able to get through. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see. And then extra time, I think Inter were just the better team after that. Barcelona, had a few chances as well, but yeah, that's what this game was just one of the craziest games I've seen in my entire life. And I've seen every Madrid game that has happened. I've seen Liverpool versus Barcelona. This game right here is just, I don't know how Sabri, for me a key thing was Araujo. I'm surprised how Araujo wasn't able to keep Sabri from scoring. Araujo was just standing behind him, like dry humping him or something, and just let him to go through, and then they'll score. Key thing Barcelona players and the manager were saying was the referee needs to be checked. They needs to talk about UEFA. UEFA need to do something about it. I feel like it was just both sides. I think the referee was just, he had good calls and bad calls. I don't know. I feel like the referee was just 50-50. People want to say that Gerard Martin last attempt, I think that was his fault. He was one of the reasons. I think more of Araujo, but for me, it was similar to like the Lucas Vasquez situation on Classico last season, where Vasquez kicked, if I want to say. For me, like that's still like a 50-50. He still stops him in play, but he kind of pushes it so that it's gonna hit your leg. I feel like that's what happened with that Gerard Martin and who got the assist? Was it? I don't know who got the assist. Maybe Taremi. I don't know, but yeah, that's what happened, and then Inter were able to go in extra time. I thought I was gonna go through penalties, but that just wasn't the case. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much my thoughts. This quick summary of the game. Really surprised. I don't know who's going to win Champions League. Um, it's weird because these two teams, Barcelona and Inter Milan, were probably one of the two most entertaining teams in the world. This match 100% could have been a Champions League final match, and who knows? We'll see what how the final goes. Today is Arsenal versus PSG, and that match I have to take PSG. I think it's gonna be a PSG Inter final, and I feel bad for Inter because they lost the final in 2023. So it will suck to see another loss to Inter Milan again. But PSG have such a young, strong, pacey, tactical team. So I think that this 100% this team can take PSG for years to come. So that's pretty much what I have, my thoughts about the game. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. See you guys next time.